What's up YouTube, Brian here back in with another video, and I have not done a boat walkthrough video in multiple years. I figure I might as well do it again because there's been some changes and I've done some things in my boat, and I want to make the boat tour video because a lot of people who make boat tour videos are like professional guys who have a new boat every year because they're on a memo deal. So they essentially get a free boat and then they don't have to make payments for like 12 months. So they basically line up someone else to buy the boat. And they try to sell it before they have to start making payments. And so a lot of these guys are like, check out my new boat, because they got to sell it and it's brand new and they get to rig it up and do all sorts of cool stuff with it, and they use it for like 6 months and it's gone. So I am the opposite. I bought a used boat, a very old boat. It's a 2002 Skeeter SX190. I paid 12 grand for it about 4 or 5 years ago off a guy off Craigslist. It's in really good condition, really good shape, and I've tried to keep it up and keep it in as good a shape as possible. So we're gonna walk through it real quick. It is right here. I tow it with my Ford F-150 2000. I forgot what year my F-150 is. 2015 with a 5.0 liter Coyote. So anyway, let's walk through the Skeeter. I am a meticulous organizer in my boat. This boat is not that big, so I have to make as best use of the space in this boat as possible. The rod locker is not gigantic. I don't have a ton of storage for baits and accessories and all that stuff. But I got this thing rigged up pretty dang good as far as like electronics and everything else. So it is a 2002 19-foot boat, but it's rigged up really well. So let's take a look. Okay, so I made an upgrade on the I got the Fulton 2-speed winch, which is you slide the handle out for a low gear and low gear, and you push it in for high gear. I love this winch. If you need to buy a new winch, get a Fulton, spend the money, especially with the 2-speed. It is awesome. This is the original Skeeter trailer. I just had the bearings repacked this year, so the bearings and the tires are good on this thing. It's got all LED upgraded lights, so all the lights are LED, which means they go in the water really good. You don't have to worry about the bulbs burning out and cracking when they're hot bulbs and they go into a cold lake. So that's one of the advantages of LED. I got this sucker rigged up with the Ultrex. This is a 36 volt, so I actually have 3 batteries for this thing crammed in the back, and I'll actually show you guys the back compartment because most people don't. So we'll look at that. This year I added the active target, which is really amazing. Maybe I'll do some different content about that, but yeah, so I got the active target rigged up from Lowrance. I also have a Hydrowave on here, which is a complete gimmick product. I don't think anyone really needs a Hydrowave. I don't find it to be all that game-changing, but whatever, it just adds more complication and more wiring to your boat. I'm noticing that these straps are loose now, so anyway, got to figure that out. I'm also running a Lowrance regular 2D puck. I think the 2D performance on the Lowrance puck versus the built-in performance on the Ultrex is a little better. This thing reads a little quicker and it's a little cleaner, so I like this. Although now that I have the active target, I find myself turning this sonar off almost all the time because if you're running this, it actually interferes and throws little like waves into your active target scanning. So this thing probably not going to be using it much now that I got the active target, because this is a much better use of forward scanning. So anyway, we'll jump into the bow in a second, but I just want to walk through. So yeah, like I said, it's a 19-foot SX190. It's a 2002 Skeeter. It's got a big Yamaha VMAX 150. This boat tops out mile per hour at about 51 to 50. If it's really cold and I don't have a lot of gas in this thing, it'll go up to about 53, but this thing tops out at about 51, 52. Fully loaded with a passenger, high 40s. So let's see, let's walk around. Let's look in the back real quick. I'll just show you. I had some help doing the rewiring on this for all my units. So first off, I got 3 batteries. I'm running regular Walmart brand Everstart marine batteries. These are they're like 90 bucks at Walmart. They actually perform really well. They're interstate batteries. They just don't say interstate on them. They have different warranty. So I have 3 in the back, and then I got a Minn Kota charger running these. So I have a 3-bank charger just for the trolling motor. Now, I redid the wiring this year, so I have everything. I know it looks like a mess, but it actually is not really a mess. Me and my buddy Josh, we ran proper 12-gauge wire for the front 2 units and this unit, and the active target that's hiding. I'll show you guys in the rod locker. But all 3 of these units plus the active target are all running on their own wiring and their own fuse system down to this cutoff. So I have a master cutoff switch, so everything is running through here with its own fuse system. So the reason I do the master cutoff is because I can turn everything off in one switch, including the active target, because right now I don't have the active target rigged for the on-off on the unit, because when I installed it, that software update wasn't available. So we just ran everything hardwired to the battery. So I got everything on the cranking battery, which actually, believe it or not, this cranking battery is an Interstate. It's been performing really well. I'm running all 3 units, my live well, all 3 units, my live wells and the lights are all running off of this thing, and it's been a champ. It's performing really well. But next year I'm going to seriously consider upgrading just this cranking battery to a big ass lithium ion, so that, because I'm running all my units, I'm basically running everything off one battery, because I could maybe fit another battery in here, but just for accessories, but I don't really want to. I think I might just upgrade to one giant lithium ion to run everything. So it looks like a mess, but it's actually pretty well organized. Oil drum, or sorry, oil barrel, and then I got a single 2-bank charger running this thing, and both of the banks are running on this thing. So this little charger actually charges the cranking battery up pretty quick. And then I use a T connector because I have 2 chargers and I only want to run one cable. Where is it? I run one of these that I got like at Ace Hardware. So I plug into here and I actually charge both of the chargers off of one thing. So I run one cable, 2 chargers, I got 4 batteries. So that's what's going on back there, and everything goes to that cutoff switch. Not the cleanest compartment, but hey, this is a 20-year-old boat. I upgraded the shocks on this back lid, so that shuts and opens really good. Let's climb on in. So this boat gets up on plane and drives really, really nice. I get no chain walk or cane walk or whatever you call it. This thing is really stable up on plane. So got 2 live wells back here. I just had a smallmouth tournament, so I'm guessing they're still full of crayfish chunks. Oh no, most of it's gone. Must have gone out the back. But anyway, I got dual live wells here. Work pretty well. Haven't had any dead fish ever. So in this compartment, I mostly keep boating accessories. I keep life jackets. I keep culling system. I got a water bowl for my dog when he's on the boat, so I can give him water. Yamalube. Some miscellaneous tools down there. But this is mostly just boating accessories, that kind of stuff. This compartment is mostly tackle overflow. So I keep the scale. I got a big bag of spark shads. I use these Megabass clear plastic pouches for all sorts of stuff. I got a whole bag of dark sleepers. I got a bag of Beast Coast finesse jigs. And then I got a whole bag full of Hazdong shads because they were big wide packages, so they don't really fit in other stuff. So I have one bag just devoted to Hazdong shads because I use them a lot. And then this bag is just kind of rotating. Right now I got a whole bunch of Ned Rig stuff I'm experimenting with. So this is just kind of like a whatever bag of plastics, and I kind of keep it themed, and right now it's just experimental Ned Rig plastics. Also down there I got a flare. I got a jaw gripper for if I ever encounter any giant pike or big muskies and you need to hold that fish up. First aid kit. Like I said, a couple flares down there. This is a big bag of tubes. This is all my tube stuff. This is a dry box. In here I keep fuses, lighters, hair jigs, an extra pair of gloves, some band-aids, all sorts of stuff. Down here in this bag I keep scents and some extra line. So all my jelly and scents and Spike It and all that stuff and JJ's Magic is down in this bag. I also keep a bunch of panfish stuff for when I'm fishing with my kids. Anyway, hair jigs, dry box, random plastics, cell phone chargers are in there too. So yeah, I'm kind of in and out of this box a lot. Gotta have a scale. So let's see, this is the original seats, which is pretty awesome. They're starting to crack a little bit, but they're still holding up. Original white seats, which is kind of rare. Now, I don't keep too much under the seats because these stay dry until the first time your boat gets wet or in the rain, and then it's damp all season. So I never keep anything in this compartment that can't get wet. So if you notice, I got here, I got like hot sauce, vinyl sauce, power bait for the kids when we fish, extra water bottles, and then over here, sunblock, and bug spray, a random screwdriver, G-juice, And then I keep this dry box. So these Plano dry boxes are amazing. So it's always damp and wet under my seats, but I keep this dry box, and in here I got gloves, scissors, wacky tools, lighters, Sharpies, just all sorts of miscellaneous stuff, extra neck buffs, gloves, all that kind of thing in the dry box. And everything in this box never gets wet, even though it's in a wet, nasty, dank compartment all year. So here's my driver station. So I keep the got my net. So at the driver's console, I run a HDS Live 12 Lowrance as my main unit. If you notice, I'm missing a windscreen right now. That is because I cracked it last year with a 1/2 ounce football jig in the fall when my hand slipped on my reel and I blasted it and I made a big crack and took a big chunk. Anyway, I got a new windscreen on order, and it's taken like a couple months to get it because the company makes a brand new windscreen. So my windscreen should be here on Thursday, so I'm getting it this week, so I'm excited about that. But the previous owner upgraded and added a Bluetooth radio. There's 2 speakers here and here, so if I want to listen to music or the radio, I can play music through the Bluetooth. I don't use it that often. Sometimes when I'm out with the kids and we're just kind of chilling and pan fishing or whatever shallow, I'll throw some music on. Got a hot foot down there. Now I'm 6'2", and I actually fit really well in this compartment. My knees don't hit anything, unlike certain boats like Bass Cats and other boats where your knee actually whacks the console. The Skeeters actually fit really well in being a tall guy. So here I got 2 switches for deck lights. You can't see them, but I have red LEDs that go all the way around the deck. I did not install those, the previous owner did, but he uses these 2 switches. I actually don't like these switches because when they get wet, they get a little funky. These are not marine grade. On, off, live well. This boat was also upgraded with some phone charger or some charge ports, so I can use that for like GoPros and charging your phone. So I actually have 2 of them. I have one here and then another one here. These are aftermarket. The boat did not come with those, so that's kind of nice to have for charging phones. Down here, this is a trash bin. Well, it's supposed to be cooler, but I use it exclusively for trash. It's pretty full at the moment. Now over here, for tackle and storage and things like that, I use these magnet plates. So these magnet plates are awesome because you can take your screwdriver or your pliers and just attach them, and they go and you just stick to it. Also, you can go like this, and then you can throw like a bait. Like I got this dark sleeper here, and it'll actually stick to it. So that's kind of cool. So, and I use these Groove. I forgot the name of this, but Groove makes them. They stick on there, and you can stick your hooks in there. So hook or flipping hooks or baits like Ned rigs, any baits really that can fit in there. I actually have 2 of them. I have one over there. I have another one over here. You can see I got a couple hooks stuck in there. So I love these little groove holders for baits. And then I love. Okay, sorry about that. I had to make a quick edit. I hit a button on my phone. Not sure what I did, but anyway. So I got some storage up front. Now in the main compartments, this is kind of where the magic happens. Over here on the right side, I have this all for my plastics. I don't keep any hard baits in here. This is all plastics. So I'm a big fan of these KVD speed bags. I use them for everything. I got a ton of them at my house. And as you can see, I have them all written like JDM's baits, Z-Man, stick baits, drop shot, creature baits. So I can just kind of reach in here and get at any of my plastics that I want. Here I have 2 of these plastic CD holders that I've turned into swim bait holders. So these 2 are just full of swim baits. They got all my plastics in here. I usually sneak my, I usually shove my Sims rain gear, my bib and jacket up into that compartment. It actually fits. I don't have it in a boat at the moment, but that's usually where I stick it. And then back here hiding is the brain box for the active target from Lowrance. I also up here have the Tackle HD or whatever, the TH Marine tackle holder. So this is where I put stuff up to dry out. So when I use a bait or I use a hard bait, I usually don't ever throw them back in the box until they've had a chance to dry. So this is kind of the drying rack. So I throw them up here and then come back and put them away later. So this is basically all plastic storage, active target house, and where I keep all my swim baits. Going into the center. Oops, sorry. Okay. So in here, I keep all of my Plano Edge boxes, keep them labeled pretty well. This is just an extra bag that I usually have kind of miscellaneous stuff, like kind of a day box, day bag, random things. I keep a big spool of 8-pound Seager Invisics for running leaders. I make leaders all the time with my spinning rods, so I kind of keep that floating around. Now, so here's all the main tackle. And then down here I got a whole bunch of other stuff that I use. Like up here, this is the Groove jig box, and I keep all swim bait heads and things like that, football heads. Over here I just got this random Northland tackle box, and here's just a bunch of walleye tackle. This thing is all kind of unorganized because it doesn't stay separated, but I like the size of this box because it slips in on the side. But I keep a bunch of lead drop shot weights, a bunch of random walleye tackle for when I want to walleye fish. This is a big box full of terminal tackle. This is like all my hooks, Ned rig stuff, Nico rigs. Got a ton of terminal tackle in here, so many hooks, but keep them all individually bagged. Down here, this is my main weights. So this is all drop shot weights, flipping weights, shaky heads, things of that nature. So that's where I keep that. I keep that in the Bass Mafia box because nothing moves around in these boxes and it's like bulletproof. And down here I have a box full of random drop shot plastics. So I drop shot a lot and I want to just get to my quick drop shot plastics. I have an entirely dedicated box just for that. And then for some reason I got a bag of Yamamoto twin tail grubs floating around. So this box fits really nice up here. Oops. That box fits there. This box fits to the side, and then this thing just kind of sits up in the corner. So that's how I cram a whole lot of tackle into a very small space. So that all works out pretty good. Drying station for hook baits up here. I just hook them right into the foam. And then over here, rod locker. I can't fit any rods longer than like a 7.5. I can squeeze a 7.6 in here if it's kind of bendy, but all the rods go in here. Now the fun part about having an older boat is this this part of the Ultrex kind of blocks the door from opening. So when I open this, it hits the door. So what I do is I just go up here, I pull this up, and I kind of put this into like a half spot or half position. So look at that, it kind of sits there nice. And now I can get into my rod locker easily. So that's where all the fun stuff is, all the toys. I can't cram as many rods as I wish I could, so I kind of feel limited sometimes when I go fishing. I gotta pick and choose which of my babies go out with me, and some of them have to stay at home. But anyway, so there's the rod locker. Now up here, I put the TH Marine chill pad on the Lowrance, and I really like that because your foot does not get hot on the plastic when you're not wearing shoes or sandals. I got an HDS 9 Live. Whoa, almost fell. I got an HDS 9 Live here that's pretty much just for running active target. Runs it really well. I love this with the active target. I don't have the money to get another 12, and the 9 is a really nice unit for the active target. And then I got an HDS 7 Carbon over here that I use for mapping. So when I'm out fishing, I have this on the active target, and I have this showing my maps, and all these units are networked, so I can run a lot of different maps and see all my waypoints. Then here's the Hydro-Wave just kind of sitting off to the side, collecting dust as usual. So anyway, that's kind of the whole boat. Don't really have anything else to talk about. I think I touched on everything. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions about running old boats, I mean, this thing is from 2002. The only major repairs I've had to do to it is the lower unit grenaded this year, and it cost me about $2,100 to have that completely redone and lower unit changed out. But other than that, the maintenance on the smokers has been really good. The Yamaha VMAX is very low maintenance. Have not had to put too much work into it and too much money. Just keep up with the fuel filters and just the general maintenance, spark plugs, that kind of stuff, and it's been running really good. That's it. That's my bass rig. I am part of the No Payment Mafia, which I am very happy about. So buy an old boat. I know they're hard to find. Rig it, upgrade it the way you want. Don't have to spend a ton of money. You don't got to buy a $60,000 boat fully rigged. You can buy an older one, spend the extra money on rigging it and doing all sorts of fun stuff. But it's just a matter of finding a clean boat, which is a little harder than it sounds. So thanks for watching. Hit like and subscribe. And if you like my content, follow me on Instagram. I have a lot more stuff that I post on there. It is @punchfishing on Instagram. And until next time, see you guys later.